Lifting family, welcome back. So this video is going to be on not necessarily a DIY project, just because you likely have pieces like this in your home gym. If you were to try this, I'm not recommending this. This is just something that I'm showing you in terms of my setup and how I've started to do hyperextensions in my power rack. And this is basically with limited setup, only a few pieces. So essentially the way that this works out is I use my dip belt, and then I use 2 sets of chains which are basically just wrapped around the lower post of my power rack. Then I set the safety rail at just below the little bumpy portions of the front of your hip, and then I basically will put a foam pad over top of that. Some people call it a sissy pad. Usually people will use that actually for a hip thrust or a glute bridge. When you start to position backwards to get tension on the dip belt, just because that's part of what you're going to be pushing against, that way you don't have to really dig your feet into the floor and start slipping. This will then allow you to be able to do a hyperextension, and also with a little bit of a lean. You could go a little bit further back if you wanted to where you get into more of that 45-degree angle. For me, I'm currently doing these unloaded. And the big piece here would just be make sure that you've got something that's a non-slip surface underneath your feet, because when you get used to these, you may start to find yourself where you're starting to slip a little bit on the floor, really trying to get your heels dug into the floor to make sure that you're not slipping. Other than that, the other piece would just be that in terms of doing these weighted, I have not really done these weighted, so you could definitely become the lever point with these, because your feet are not necessarily locked in both from the front and the back. They're just locked in from the back. So what that could do is, rather than kind of pinning you in place how you normally would be when it comes to a hyperextension machine, you may have the issue where this would then rock you forward a little bit. So that's definitely something to just be cautious of. And again, I am not recommending that you necessarily do this, but if you did this type of setup, just to make sure that you're obviously taking caution. But other than that, as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Remember to click that thumbs up if you like videos that are like this, simple suggestions. And then as far as anything else, if you have any comments, definitely comment below and let me know what you're thinking. And then if you have any questions or any follow-up like that, outside of that, please remember to share this video. Shares definitely help out as well. And then also, as always, subscribe. I appreciate all of you subscribers. That is, again, slowly going up, and I definitely appreciate that. And it, again, tells me exactly what I'm needing to do with this channel. So all of that support is incredibly helpful. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep pushing.